Everyone, my name is Alex. If you can tell the resemblance, he is my brother. I'm the co-founder and CEO of True, and we're building an AI-powered accounting and finance solution. We raised a $3 million seed round earlier this year. We're a YC Winter 23 company. We have over 50 customers now. Both of these guys are my investors, so it's a lot of fun being on stage with them. My view on this, I didn't get a chance to get to know too many of the audience. How many people here are founders, building companies? Sweet. How many people are building AI startups? I think that was pretty much every single hand again. So, naturally. My view is curated from having spent some time in VC in 18, 19, 20, and then starting my first startup in 2021, 22. So that was at the peak of everything. And then starting this company in 23 when everything came crashing down and it's been really tough in the market. I think when it comes to AI startups, as hot as it is, and this is a view I shared with Colin and Ray, it almost makes sense for the investors to kind of sit and wait a little bit. Like, why invest at the seed stage? If you're a seed fund and you can flex up a little bit, why not wait for the Series A and just participate in a few less deals just to see how things play out, given how uncertain everything is? At the same time, the flip narrative is things are moving so fast. So there is that enthusiasm to participate in this. At the end of the day, I don't have the luxury to think about markets all that often. It's very, very murky to me. You guys have far more clarity, but bottom line is it is very difficult. I did go into the market very, shall we say, cautious optimism on what we can raise. I think the short of it is right now, maybe not the best time. It's October, we're not too far away from Thanksgiving, and once December rolls around, it's quiet. January, we'll see. Could be a whole new world at that time. So the theme I'll start off with, and I think Ray and Colin want to build on this. There was a time when pre-revenue could have been a really hot and sexy and exciting thing. That's certainly not the case anymore. And so we went out to the market. Tennyson's my co-founder right here, my CTO. In January of this year, we had maybe like 2 or 3 customers. We went through YC, and at the end of YC, we had over 20 customers. That was my leading headline. It is, we have customers, what we're building resonates with them, if we've built enough to put it in their hands, and we are making money off of it. That was the bottom line. We're making money off of it. And everything else was secondary to it. Yes, there's excitement, I think, in what AI can do in accounting and what a big space and category it is. But my bottom line was we have to show that people want to buy this, because otherwise I'm not sure how investors will react. I love that everyone is here in San Francisco. I think this is still by far the best place to build a company, especially an AI company. I mean, I just feel fortunate to have been in a position to start a new startup when ChatGPT came to the market. It captured my imagination, I'm sure, much like everyone else here. Because suddenly we didn't have to educate people on what this tech is. The Sound Element did that job for us. I mean, one of the hardest things with new technology is educating our customer, right? We didn't really have to do that anymore. I just think back to, I wasn't here during the first dot-com boom when Web 2 or when cloud first took off, and I think, what a great time it is to be building now. I have friends who have later stage companies who've been built on the previous architecture, and now they're trying to think, well, do we scrap all that, start clean? Do we try to find a way to retrofit AI into what we have? In which case, you're trying to maybe fit a square peg in a round hole. I think now really is the best time to start fresh. So I feel very fortunate to be in this position. I think you should too. The financing market is brutal, is rough, it's the worst news out there, but at the end of the day, technology is so cheap these days that you don't really need that much to get started. So raise what you can, manage the 3 years, and just go build. Now is the best time to be building. There's nothing better to be doing. Driving cars for me. What? Driving cars. I like driving. My first car was a Subaru BRZ. It's a 2-door. Driving's fun. I really enjoy it, even in the city. So despite the hiccups that Cruise is facing, they're going to figure it out. If not here, it's in some other city. And I think I am cautiously optimistic in our lifetime that there's going to be some regulation, as long as the infrastructure development where people don't need to drive and won't have to drive. And people still ride horses, I guess, out in their farm, and I'll drive my car out there. Okay, so my answer to that it's a little tricky, right? Because these guys are sitting right next to me, and unless I say them, then I will say Dave Anderson, Colin's partner, is fantastic. He thinks deeply about the technology. We've jammed on it as to what it can do and what it can do in the future. With that said, it wasn't that high up on my priority list because that's my job. It's Tennyson's job. It's our job to be on the forefront of it, right? If our investors can, if they're thinking ahead of what we're thinking, that's problematic for us. So I lean on them in different ways and other ways. I think when it comes to this tech, it is our job to stay on the forefront of it. When it comes to the customer user experience, we can't rely on anyone else but us. I rely on these guys a lot to think macro, to understand the financing and venture climate. But as much as these guys are very knowledgeable about AI, about the technology trends, I still think it's something we need to be even better on, or at least have a view on, and be able to go toe to toe with them.